opening supervisor procedures. When the day supervisor or the opening supervisor comes in, the first thing they should have to do is to log in to GFR Pro. So it's just a matter of username, password, and log in. Now, the first thing that should happen is when you do log in, up where the mouse is up near the top here, a box will come up and it will say you have a new important notification. Please click on the system notification button to see what it is. So this is the system notifications here, it's the blue one. When you click on that, this is what you should see, okay, if everything's gone according to plan. Your intralot soft meters have been uploaded successfully, and if it's late enough, your period and voucher reports have been uploaded successfully. If you see that, everything's right to go, just move on. So that's, you just got to take a few seconds to have a look at that. If we haven't got it the first time, we'll always try twice. So it might say, first attempt to upload intralot soft meters was unsuccessful, we will retry again shortly. And usually about 20 to 25 minutes later, we'll try again. And the same with the vouchers. If we can't get them, it'll come up and say, please upload your soft meters from intralot manually. And at this point, you have to go and do it manually. There is a tutorial on that in another section. So having said that, if the first one comes up and says, first attempt failed, we'll retry shortly, if at that point you want to do it manually yourself, knock yourself out. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever if we then upload them as well a little bit later. So hopefully you'll go straight in and you'll see that. South Australians, because we can read the meters straight from the site controller, what you guys need to do is go to the soft meter reading list. Up here you will see on the right, read data. You just click on that and click save. It's that simple. And it will come up and see you have successfully read data from Blue Wires, which is the company that helps us in South Australia. And you just press OK and all of the meters are in. Now, if it does say your login credentials are invalid or if it's freezing or whatever, you need to ring Blue Wires. Okay, they have a help desk and they will be able to help you. I'll put that phone number when I post the video here. So that's what the South Australians do. So once the meters have been uploaded, hopefully by us in Victoria, you go to Strong Room. And what you're looking for in the Strong Room is, the main thing you're looking for is down the bottom left here, cash from cashier. You want to make sure that the cashier sent their money back from the last shift the night before. If their money's there, great, move on. If it's not there, we need to know why and we need to investigate. There will be another video in the troubleshooting as to how to fix this if it happens. So there should be a figure there, so there is. Now the closing balance there, that closing balance will include the cash from the cashier. It will include anything left over from cash to cashier. It will include increased flow, a number of things. That closing balance there must equal your written documentation, your logbook, or your Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so just make sure that all the figures are correct. If that's the case, and hopefully with you guys, all this takes about 30 to 40 seconds, you can then go into BNA note clearance. Okay, in Victoria, you would have done the notes almost every night. Auto-populate note actual, and as in the how-to videos, this will make the actual notes the same as the expected notes. So it's just a matter of, if they have already been counted, go down the bottom and press tick. The note should never ever be out, which I've explained in the how-to videos. So if you are counting them in the morning, what you can do is you can print this sheet out, and then as you count each one through the note counter, tick, 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 tick. That's all you've got to do. So very, very easy to do the notes. Same thing with the coins. If you do coin clearance, then we're going to put that through. If you haven't done coin clearance, like most Victorian venues only do it once or twice a week, if you haven't done the coin clearance, GFR Pro knows that. So what it does, it just keeps adding up the expected coins each day until you physically do the coin clearance. So once you go into coin clearance, when you finally do it, and you press auto populate, we will make the actual coins the same as you expected. Now, obviously, not all the time do the coins match. You'll go down the bottom and you will check the total of the actual, the middle total there, with what you've physically got. If it's a little bit out, like I've said in the how-to videos, just change any machine and just make it balance. But that total down there must equal what you physically have. If you've done a hop away, so you'll go, if it's end of week, you're going to hop away. Some venues do it more than once a week. And you just go start hop account. And as per the how-to videos, you just put in your hoppers one by one by one. Then at the end, it'll give you your amount and your variance. Then it'll take you to this screen and you can do your reweighs and do your checks, etc. And you can edit there. So that's when you do your hoppers. So once you've done that, if we go back to the strong room, you'll see that down in the cash clearance section, the coins and the note, or the notes and or the coins will be in there. So that's exactly what you've cleared from all the machines. And the closing balance would have increased by that amount there. Now, again, check that off, make sure everything's fine. So far, all of this, less the hoppers, would have taken you about 2 minutes. If you've done the hoppers, it would have taken you between 4 and 5 minutes. Most venues now come back to what we call a static closing balance. Could be 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever. So that's what they come back to each day. So just say, for example, that says $58,000 and you balance back to $50,000. We need to get that back to $50,000. So some venues top up their FPOS or their ATMs each day. So just say $5,000 needs to go into the FPOS. Then you're going to be left with $53,000. Then you would put $3,000 into banking to bring that back to $50,000. Now at this point in time, what you need to do, 3 things have to balance. The closing balance figure here, the figure in your spreadsheet or your written documentation, and physical cash. Okay, so once you've got to make sure that those 3 things balance. If they don't balance, you might have put a wrong figure into the FPOS or the banking, etc., etc. So just go back and do all of the checks. But that money has to be there. Now in South Australia, especially, we have what we call a we can have what we call a negative bank. So just say you come back to $50,000, but if you've had to reimburse checks or put into FPOS, whatever, just say it comes back to $48,000. So you can't come back to $50,000. What you do is you just reconcile to what you've got. Okay, it will come back the next day. So if it's $48,000 here, if you've got $48,000 cash, if your written documentation says $48,000, you're balanced. Everything's fine. Then you will just reconcile to $48,000, not the $50,000. And then just move on as normal. It will come back the next day. So once you're happy that you have got the closing balance of physical cash, all 3 things balanced, you can then roll the day over. So if you click into the Enter Logbook Strong Room Balance here, you will put in $50,000 or whatever the total is. You will press Tab and the Reconcile button lights up and you click on Reconcile. So when you've done that, if you've got reports that automatically print out, it will come up like this. Okay, so it's just a matter of click on. So those 3 reports are going to print out. It says download all, and then across the bottom, all of your PDF or reports will come up, and you just click on each of those and print those. Simple as that. So they just automatically print for you. Once you've done that, you'll close that, and your daily reconciliation report comes up. Some venues print that. Totally up to you. This is basically just a summary of what went through your strong room the day before, your opening balance, total of cashiers, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then we go back to the strong room. At this point in time, all these figures here will be cleared. You'll have an opening balance there of $50,000 and you'll have a closing balance of $50,000 because all that money is in the strong room. Now all you do is just issue cash to the cashier. A lot of South Australian venues issue the whole float to the cashier. Not a problem, knock yourself out. And that all becomes part of the cashier station. A lot of Victorian venues just issue what the cashier needs at any point in time. So you'll send X amount to the cashier, coins and notes. In the comments, you might want to put 3,000 coin, 10,000 notes. You might want to make it $3,000 in one thing and then do another one for the notes. Totally up to you. Knock yourself out. So once you've done that, it'll go cash to cashier, say it's $15,000, and then your closing balance obviously will go down to $35,000, which is what you should have in your strong room. That figure up at the cashier, that is now sitting in cyberspace, waiting for the cashier to open up their shift. At this point in time, you can say to the cashier, okay, you're right to go. You can open up now. Then the cashier will log in, as I'll get through in another video a little bit later on, and they will then, away they go. They will accept that cash, it'll appear in the opening float, and then away they go. So once you've done that, then you just want to be checking the reports that you printed out. So if you go to the DFR Intralot comparison report, you want to be making sure that we are the white and Intralot or IGC in South Australia is the green. And you just want to make sure that what we say and what Intralot say are the same thing. So that Intralot variance on the right-hand side is over the last 7 days, and MTD is month-to-date variances. There should be very, very little variance in there. You know, it should be cents or very small dollars. If you've got a large variance in there, something's wrong. Okay, and go to the troubleshooting a little bit later on, and we'll go through the comparison report checking. The other one that you want to print is, or look at, is your wrong report. So what we're basically saying here is, this is the refill. So you've got metered refills, cashier refills. One of the big things about this system is, if you double meter a refill, you don't have to go back and add another refill to the machine. Okay, we don't read the net hopometer. So all of you System 1 people, can you please get that out of your heads? We do not read the net hopometer, therefore we don't have to put more money in the hopper if they double meter it, and we don't have to meter it if they don't meter it. So the only thing you're checking for here basically is just wrong numbers on a refill voucher. So if they put in 1 instead of 11, you can go back, which is shown in the how-to, and you can easily change that figure. The fraud report here is the coin variance, note variance, hopper variance, total variance. We've got the cashier variance there. Now, with the ticket out, we basically have a new payout report. So it's payout redemption validation report and unclaimed tickets report. So this will basically give us the tickets out, what's been paid out by the cashier or the CRT, credit redemption terminal, what's been redeemed in the machines, which is total amount paid, and what the variance is, if any. Then we will have what's been validated and give that variance, and we have a total variance order. So this is a little bit new, but this is what you're going to be checking. It's a lot harder to put wrong numbers on vouchers with Tito for 2 reasons. Number one, if it's going into a CRT or into another machine, it's automatic, so it just knows. The other reason is we're not actually putting numbers into GFR Pro when we, actual machine numbers, when we put them into the system. We're actually putting a special number that is in the PAL number section, okay? And that will give you the machine number. So very, very rarely, if you've got 100% Tito, that you will have to worry about a wrong number on a voucher. But you are making sure that everything's validated, etc. The other one's a daily financial report. You can, have a look at this one if you wish to. This is just basically a summary. Your jackpot for the day, and it's a rolling 7 days from right to left. So jackpot contribution, jackpot wins, net revenue, etc., etc., etc. Just be aware, in South Australia, we haven't quite got our head around your tax calculations yet, but that is coming very, very shortly. So they're the reports that you want to print and check and action if you need to. If everything's perfect, just file those away. And if you've issued all the money to the cashier, then you won't need to basically use the strong room again. You can just log out. If you haven't sent all the money to the cashier, there might be times during the day they'll come to you and say, I need another $5,000 in 50s or something like that. Then it's just a case, you'll come into here, you'll go add cash to cashier, you will send how much it is, you can put a comment if you want to, and then it'll go to the cashier and it'll come up in extra cash received, and again, that'll come off the closing balance. So when you and your nighttime supervisor or second supervisor do the changeover, you should just be counting exactly what's in there in the strong room. Once you've done that, everybody's happy. You can then log out, and away you go. The new supervisor will log in, and away they will go. So if everything goes right, it is literally, and everything's been counted, it's about a 7-minute process from when you walk in the door until you reconcile, print the reports out. It really is simple.